one of the things I'm testing is to see if I'm going to be doing a podcast tomorrow, and I'd like to do it, although via hers, if we can. Otherwise, I wonder if we did it via mine, if the feature would work. I'm not sure which of these icons is bring somebody on camera, but I think I see it. Whoops. But maybe I don't. I think I saw it in the settings though. In the setup, because I know I have before on this device, but not on the laptop. Anyway, so if we can get that to work, great. This phone sometimes drops the connection quickly, although I've done some podcasts that have at least ran for 18 minutes fine, so, but we would like about an hour, so I'm tired, but it's only 9:30, so yeah, I'm just testing it and resting. Testing and resting. Hopefully her message will come in at the top if when she sends. That was a very nice comment on my meditation video. Just gonna put this down until we get a viewer because that's why I have my voice in no videos because my wrist is a bit sore. Sorry that this one is quiet. Like I say, I'm a little tired, and as I sometimes do, I plan for this one to be quite interactive, but like I literally don't have a whole lot of other plans or all that much energy otherwise. But it's also, like I say, a test for the call tomorrow, for the bring on camera with a friend to do an interview. And depending on how this video goes, I might not keep it up, but and if you want to see my videos where I'm talking more, happy for you to do so, and feel free to comment on them. Just get the first memory, but yeah, um, you can skip ahead a little bit, see if much is happening with this video. Skip ahead a little bit more. I don't think it's gonna be longer than an hour, and then if funny because I think it was earlier today. I heard from somebody who, last time I did one in here, which is rare, I was the first time I connected with them. But, oops, I'm just relaxing. But, yeah, feel free to check out the other videos. They have, more content within them. Little something for everybody, I would say, in most of them, but maybe some more than others. I just want to show the sleeping dog, but it's not that bright over there. And it's just a sleeping dog. I wish there was a. Well, but the thing is, too, it's not just knowing whether that feature will work for us. It's also knowing how long will it be good. I mean, it can vary, of course, and if it does, then I know I have the other device and I can do it the other way. But unless she's able to invite me on camera either way, and then I could still do it via the laptop. But I don't know. That is a bigger screen, but I'm sure it would just divide it half and half, top and bottom. Uh, I think. I'll probably be doing gardening at that time. I kind of hope I don't do both things as much as I would like to, because of the potluck and the park is nice, and really that's what I'm there for. Maybe a little bit of conversations, but there's a couple people I want to avoid, and they don't serve. They don't. I mean, you can nibble a little bit, but they don't essentially start the potluck, and that also means that stuff sits out. There's one person that always brings like a chili or something in a crock pot, but like an hour and a half before they, where they're doing other activities before they start, and I think that's silly. But I guess they figure after people eat, they will just want to relax. I don't know. So I have mixed feeling. I know him and others will just be disappointed if he doesn't go, but so far we haven't figured out a way to it. So, and I am going to have another plan, not much before we'd have to leave. So, I guess there's maybe a small part of me, but be careful what you wish for. I guess that kind of hopes that we might find someone who can bring us, but that it will be kind of the latter half of it. I don't know. But I'm also okay if we don't. I'm trying to remember. There was one I did earlier today that was actually pretty short. It was about the 9-minute area. I know it came in during, but there was one that was longer, and I'm trying to remember. It took a while, but I'm trying to remember if any of yours did come in. Hmm. Welcome. So, um, is there a theme that you like trivia about? And would you like to ask the question, or would you like me to? And if you'd like me to, this is like a playing trivia thing, with the viewer left. Oh, but either came back or somebody else is here. If you'd like me to, what theme would you like the question to be in? Maybe give me a couple of them just in case I find one's easier to think of a question about. Um, and we'll just kind of do trivia questions with each other because I don't know, it's kind of a fun idea. Plus, I'm testing this device for doing a interview podcast with somebody tomorrow, and I haven't done one in a while, and I haven't used this device to do it. But there's a reason I kind of want to. So, and then I guess when I thought test, I thought, oh, like trivia questions. While you're thinking of, while you're working on a comment, I'm gonna think of if I can think of a question to ask, but the viewer left. Maybe it's too late for trivia there. Oh, but either came back or somebody else is here. So I wanted to do a tester video to see about using this device to do a YouTube podcast with a guest tomorrow. But it would be under her channel, so it kind of, or we'd like it to be something different. But so hopefully she'll have the option to do that. Um, I wish I'd watched some trivia shows recently. There's one we've just started getting into. Um, well, we actually haven't really. We saw a little bit of it, and it was so rapid, so fast. But part of it was timed. Um, yeah, it's just a different idea for a video. Let me think of a question to ask our viewer, trivia based, and see if you know. But also do the. Kate, you left. Okay, I'm kind of being inspired to ask one. I don't know much of the music though, but what band has a one-armed drummer? And then ask me a trivia question. Sorry, I'm in bed. I'm just relaxing tonight. Okay, there was somebody there, but they left. Oh, but it keeps flashing, so I don't know if somebody's just having a connection issue. But like I said, that's something I'm testing with our device here too, that I don't usually podcast from. But yeah, what band has a one-armed drummer? And then ask me a trivia question. Here it left. I know it might be a little bit of a silly or odd trivia question, but I was hearing some drumming and music in the next room as we suddenly get three people. Um, and so, yeah, this is just a kind of back and forth trivia video that I thought could be a fun idea. Um, I'll try to think of some other questions, but one I've put forth so far is what band has a one-armed drummer? And feel free to ask me questions as well. While I think of the next one. When did we left? But two of you still here. And the comments, as far as I know, should show up as soon as they come through. I don't have to. Okay, let me just see here. All messages. Okay. What else could I ask? Okay, back to 3. We're doing back and forth trivia with each other, so don't be shy to ask some trivia questions of me. And I don't do a lot of trivia, but I have at various times. I've kind of been into it. Or if you just have a topic you want to talk about or a song you want to hear, we could do that too. Um, I'm hoping that at least one of our 3 viewers is working on a comment, and that I'm hoping that it shows up. I mean, I have it set to show all messages, all comments, so. Which it initially wasn't. Which I don't know why. It would default to not be. It would default to top messages, but. Just testing this device on in a couple areas, and this is the idea I got for a podcast. So, as we have a 4th viewer, and I'm really struggling to think of some trivia questions. So I hope somebody sends me some. Um, Here's one. I don't know if it's really a trivia question, but it's a question. And I mean, most people I interact with, especially in my home country or in my country, do not really notice, but sometimes other people have. Do you think I have an accent? Isn't exactly the question, but if you think I have an accent, where do you think I'm from? Maybe you want to quiz me on where you're from by giving me clues. I don't know. No need to be shy. Just having a relaxing evening here, so. Hmm. I would say we could do name that tune, but I have no tune ideas and I can't hear you humming or singing, so that wouldn't work. However, if any of you are still that have been here for a few minutes are curious or are wanting a clue to what band has a one-armed drummer, um, this might be the only. Whoa! Suddenly we went from 3 to 7 viewers. This might be the only clue the only song of theirs that I know. There's a bit of a backstory with this actually too, but so it's the band that has a song that goes like this. Name that tune as well. Uh, and I don't know if that's the same song that goes to my head, to my. No, that's a different song. But now we have 9 viewers, which I'd wondered if it was this device because there was one that I did with this device that I had a lot of viewers all at once, um, but then there's been others where they haven't. So we must have some trivia buffs. Oh, but then it went to 4. That was a weird jump. In the 4 of you, we must have some trivia buffs. Let's do trivia with each other. And if any of you are commenting, you know, then I'm guessing you're not yet, or you're working on it because nothing's showing up. Last time I did a podcast on this device, they did. If they don't, hopefully they'll show afterwards, and they can comment you back. But hopefully they'll show up. Maybe somebody can send a quick like a how are you or something like that. Uh, one of the 3 of you, and I can let you know if I get that. And if you are working on a comment already, maybe just copy and select your comment, cut it to put the how are you, and then paste it back is what I would suggest. And I'm sorry if this isn't one of my best videos or like I'm extra winging it, but sometimes you do, right? You know, I've got to wonder, like it's varied, and so I don't know out of the 2 that are here right now, well, you have been here for about 5 minutes, you may have been here longer, and I really apologize if you are sending comments through and I'm not seeing them, which would mean that this is less interactive. Out of pure curiosity, and again, I'm very thankful, and if I don't see them during, hopefully I'll see them afterwards. But although now she's inviting me to Zoom. But out of curiosity, what has, and that's one, what has had you stick around so long? Other than possibly you have submitted a comment that I'm not seeing, and you're hoping that it'll show up and I'll say something to it. if that's the case, but is there any other reason? Well, I must say that the retention has been quite good in this video, and the numbers were, but for me, and the viewers have left, but the last one just did, or it was maybe a bit on delay. But for me, it's also about the comments more than it is even about the views and the likes. Likes are nice, I'll say that, but. And if the person that just tuned in has not already been here, the idea behind this video, aside from kind of testing it out for podcasting, this device, and the viewer left. Oh, or either came back or somebody else here. Testing out this device for podcasting with. Um, and also thought maybe we could do a bit of back and forth trivia. If the comment section will show, then I'm almost tempted to go put one via the computer. Um, yeah. Although, I mean, even if a viewer just sends he's got something open on one tab, and I got something I kind of want open till tomorrow at least on the other tab. I found a video of a friend of mine, um, and there was an ironic song actually in it for a couple of reasons. But a friend of mine who passed away at the end of January, and she had been in my suite, and we were playing music. And as nice as that was, and it was about, I've seen it twice now since her passing. It was about a 25-minute video or so, which is about as long as this one's about to be. Um, Part of me wishes, and perhaps this makes sense, part of me wishes that we'd just been talking with each other. I mean, we were occasionally, but primarily we were doing music. And it seemed like it was late at night. We were both a little tired. And I cherish it. I cherish that video for sure. And I have it recorded to the other phone already off of the old Facebook. But it's so what kind of trivia does our viewer like? At the moment, haven't been rolling for super long. At the moment, there's only one of you here, and I'm very happy about that. And yeah, but you left, so I'm less happy about that. But you weren't saying much. So we have two people here. Sorry, I was briefly distracted. If you haven't already been here, I'm testing this particular device for doing podcasts with. I haven't done that yet before, or only once, I think. But also, I'd like to do a bit of back and forth trivia. So if you have any trivia ideas, themes, or questions, feel free to put them. I put forth two that if you two haven't been here yet, you won't have heard. One is, and it's a bit of a ironic one, but I was hearing drumming and music in the other room. What band has a one-armed drummer? And then the other question is, if you think I have an accent, where do you think I'm from? I mean, the country I'm from is quite big, um, and and it varies. It's a very cultural place. I mean, anywhere can have people from anywhere, that move around. People, doesn't anybody stay in one place anymore? People like to move around. It's not always easy when you have a lot of things and, people and things you're moving away from. Has anybody ever been through that that's watching? I went from 3 to 1, but yeah, it's a very cultural place and very big. But I'm still curious if you might. First of all, do I have an accent? I don't think I do, but so our viewer is either just watching or is working on a comment, which hopefully will show up. I'm tempted to go to the other device and try. If somebody even if all they say is a how are you and then delete it a couple minutes later just to see that they're coming through, that would be great. And then yeah, it's back and forth trivia. You ask me a trivia question, I'll it might not be like one kind of thing, but like as we're thinking of questions. I'm gonna go to the other room and just see if I'm missing any comments. Um, because yeah, I feel like asking for a how are you was not asking a lot, and so maybe I did get it, and it's just not showing up, and that's good to know. But that might just be a glitch tonight then. Okay, so nothing was there, and nobody's here at the moment, so that works out, I guess. um, of course, now I'm attached to some of this, like even if it's just mildly so, and and so I may or may not find it easy to get rid of. But interestingly, when I went and looked at the other computer, it did at least show a live chat area, which I think I've seen it a couple times or on a couple of my videos, but otherwise, during I mean, it's there when I'm on the computer. I never not seen it there, but afterwards. So if it's there, then I would think that. Unfortunately, I can't put through a comment myself. I don't see the spot to do that. So the idea of this podcast, and I hate to sound like I'm repeating myself, but in case the person who just tuned in does not know, is aside from testing out this, sorry about that, for doing podcasts. Okay, the viewer left, so I'll wait. Well, at least it seems, other than that feature, but she doesn't know how to do it on her end, and she's, about my age, so not super, super old and untechnically savvy, but she still doesn't know how to do it, so I could initiate on my end, but then I don't see it in any of the options that are showing while rolling, but I think it was one of the kind of startup menu options to bring somebody on screen. Like not our viewers, but like somebody I'm going to do a podcast with tomorrow. But so in also testing this device for doing so, although I don't know how it will look split screen on the cell phone. I mean, some people that's all they have, but I do have a laptop. But I'm just doing some back and forth. All three of you went, whatever. I know people are into trivia. I know they are. It's just not what we're getting, not the viewers we're getting now. And I must say, I've seen some numbers. Like I've seen more bunches of numbers, or like got as high as 9 within a few minutes. I haven't seen that very often on my channel. So that's, I mean, and that's again sometimes just not the way people are seeing it, or something comes up for them in their surroundings or in their day, or they decide to watch it later, whatever it is. There's various reasons. But I don't know. I keep thinking this is YouTube, and so there's a part of me, although I'm fine mostly that it's not, but there's a part of me that thinks that that number should be like being in the hundreds almost the whole time. But again, there's so much on YouTube. There is. And I admit that this may not be my best video, but I don't think it's terrible either. Like I say, in testing out this device for doing podcasts, I got the idea to do some back and forth trivia. So feel free in the comments to send me a trivia based question. Um, Not math, and preferably not geography unless it's. I'm not bad. It depends. It depends with geography. Um, like, um, I don't know how to phrase it, but the viewer's not here anyway. But I don't know how to phrase it, but like if you were to ask me about like what countries are near each other, I might not know, but things about other things about countries I might. Um, but I'll tell you, ever since I learned a few years ago, which I was near, is in Asia, and I believe India is part of Asia. Um, I've not forgotten. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. I'm gonna take out the T word when the next viewer comes in, and see what I get doing it that way. I guess it's good to know that long podcasts can be done on this on this device without it conking, because sometimes it doesn't hold the Wi-Fi connection. Yeah, putting me to sleep with you quietness. Mind nobody's here at the moment, but all the people that were here are pretty quiet. But I mean, that's it's hit and miss with the video. Sometimes there'll be comments, and sometimes there won't be. That's what I've noticed. May have to test that with her tomorrow if she comes back on. 10 o'clock, you know. She wants to be sleeping. Can be very boring and extra quiet, but my sinuses are a little bit sore. So okay, so at that point, it did conk, but that's the other thing is it did conk, but that's the other thing is I guess which makes me think maybe.